every rib is described in three parts, starting from behind, forward. There should be sequence while telling in the viva, not haphazardly. First we have to describe the posterior end, then shaft, then anterior end. Not that first you are telling the shaft, then posterior end, then anterior. No, from before backward or from forward to backward. There should be proper sequence to describe any bone of the human body you have been given. And it has to be kept in the anatomical position. Anatomical position. So what is the anatomical position? When you describe everything of the bone, you should know each and every part, then you can only see which is right. So first rib is lying about horizontally. And its posterior end is upward and the anterior end is lower. All the bones, they are present obliquely. So posterior end, how we describe it? The posterior end is having the part, number one is the head. Then this narrow one is the neck. Then the tubercle and the angle. There are four parts you have to describe systematically from medial to lateral. That is the sequence. So first of all is the head. The head of the first rib is having the articular shape. It is smooth for articulation with the upper lateral end of the manubrium sterni. So this is a smooth articular space. If you see the manubrium, on the lateral aspect there is a smooth area for the articulation. So it is convex, it is concave. So it fits very well to form the costo-manubrial joint. So that is the joint formation. The posterior end is fixed to the that is the fixation. Then the head, which is rounded about, suddenly becomes narrow. And this narrow part of the bone is called the neck. So this is the neck. And neck is very important for the first rib because it has got superior surface, it has got inferior surface, it has got anterior border and the posterior border. So everything you have to describe. Shape of the head, surface of the head and neck also. So neck is narrow and the anterior surface of the neck or anterior border of the neck have four important structures that you have to remember. The medialmost structure in front of the neck of the first rib is the sympathetic chain. There is a sympathetic chain is there, the medialmost structure. The sympathetic chain belongs to the sympathetic nervous system. So from the neck of the first rib it is going up. From the neck of the first rib it is going into the neck of the human body. And where it enters into the skull. And the same sympathetic chain, when you trace it downward, the right and left sympathetic chain, they end in front of the coccyx vertebra. Coccyx vertebra, that is the last vertebra of the human skeleton, is the coccyx. And both the sympathetic chains, they meet there. And what they form there? Anybody from your +1 and +2, you have done autonomic nervous system very well in the +2 also. So both the sympathetic chains, they unite to form a ganglion, that is called the ganglion impar. In front of the vestigial coccyx vertebra, ganglion impar. So that you should know. Whenever we will give you the first step, be prepared for the viva. The examiner can ask you if this is the sympathetic chain, where it is going up, where it is ending. If it is going downward, where it is going down, where it ends. That is the viva part. So you should know each and everything you have read. And we have given you the 2 hours in the D hall. Any question you can ask the teacher or the table tutor which we have provided you. Then, later to the sympathetic chain lies the vein. First posterior intercostal vein. First rib and first posterior intercostal vein, that should be your answer. That is venous vein. First posterior intercostal vein. Then the third thing, later to this lies the artery. This artery touching the neck of the first rib is called the superior intercostal artery. Superior. Every intercostal space has got anterior and posterior intercostal artery. But the first intercostal space has got first intercostal artery. First intercostal artery, which lies first, it touches the anterior surface of neck, then it goes downward into the first intercostal space. Then lateralmost structure, 4 structures they touching. Lateralmost structure is touching the going like this. This is T1. What is T1? Ventral ramus of the first thoracic spinal nerve. All the words, they are specific like your physics. You can't change even a single word. If you miss a single word, viva will be 0. First thoracic ventral rami of the spinal nerve should be your answer. So this is how the medial to lateral 4 structures they are, touching the anterior surface of the neck of the first rib. Easy to remember. There is a formula to remember, that is the SVAN. SVAN. SVAN formula to remember throughout your life. SVAN. So there are so many formulas will come one by one in all the parts, almost all the parts of the human body. You have to remember it. It will make your easy way to remember. But never utter these words in front of the examiner. If you say SVAN, you will get 0 marks. It's only for your homework, not at the examination table. That is to be, this is the common sense. Then, later part is the tubercle. So in the anatomy, tubercle word we have taken from your botany. Tuber, modified, underground, stem. What is the example? So in the anatomy, in any part of the human body, usually most of the time, bones, small or large potato like swelling is there, elevation there. We use the word, not potato. Don't make the tuber. What we use, tubercle means, this is adjective. Like potato, like tuber. So we are using the word tubercle. The small tubercle-like structure, that is called the tubercle part of the first rib. So it is directed posterior border. It is on the posterior surface. Go back side. Back door, outside. So this is the tubercle. And if you see the tubercle closely, you will see that the tubercle has got two parts. Medial is the smooth and articular part. Medial part is smooth and articular. Why it is articular? Because it articulates with the same smooth part over the anterior surface of the transverse process of the thoracic vertebra. So all the thoracic vertebra, they bears near the tip of the transverse process the same smooth articular facet for all 12 pairs of the ribs. Whether they are typical, atypical, special or ordinary, it is made for them. So it is the near the tip of the lateral part of the tubercle or potato is rough. Lateral part is rough. Then question arises, why it is rough? What is attached to it? So rough part is for the attachment of the ligament. Ligament, they are made up of fibrous tissue. They fixes the joint in all movements around it. So when the tubercle, the medial part articulates with the transverse process of the thoracic vertebra, a joint is formed and every joint is named. So name of this joint is costotransverse. Costo means rib. Transverse means transverse process. So simple to remember. The name of this joint is costotransverse joint and same is the ligament name. The ligament which fixes the costotransverse joint is called costotransverse ligament. So this should be your answer. So this ligament fixes it. Posterior end is fixed. Then the next part is the angle of the. So see the posterior end, that is the head, neck and the tubercle. So they are almost in line. But suddenly there is a change in the curvature of the rib. Now rib turns anteriorly. So where this rib turns anteriorly, that is called the angle. So this is almost like this. And here is the bend. So this bend is called the angle of the. And this is the weakest point of the rib. That is the clinical importance. Clinical importance of the angle of the rib. Why it is the weakest? Because fractures are most common. So whenever there is a fracture, it is common like this. Why it is common? So why should word come always in your mind? If you are a true medical science student, you are not a commerce or art student that you are making the one day before the examination you have finished the whole of your book. It's a continuous process. Books will remain all of your life in your table. That is the medical line. Whether you do MD, in some people this convexity may be more. They are handicapped people. And this convexity is called kyphosis. Kyphosis. If we see from the back side of the vertebral column of the thoracic vertebra, in some people they are born with the right or left laterally curved, laterally displaced concavity or convexity of the thoracic vertebra. The condition is called scoliosis. They are the handicapped people. Maybe it may be combined also. That is called kyphoscoliosis. Scoliosis means S means side. How do you remember S for side? And K for kyphosis means K for kyphosis. How to remember? I have remembered like this for so many years. Kyphosis and scoliosis. So not be the subject of the very, very exemplification. You have to exemplify certain odd words. I have told you first day. Anatomy is nothing but this is the collection of 3,500 odd words. You are listening and you have to remembering for the first time. So these are the words. So the lower part of the thoracic vertebra, so this is the lateral view, and anteriorly this is the sternum, upper, the body of the sternum, and this is the vertebra. So from the T1 vertebra, the first rib comes and articulates it. Then the second rib, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So this is how you have to make the lateral view of the thorax. All ribs, they are obliquely placed, and inferiorly this thoracic cage is closed by a concavo-convex sheet of the muscle fibers that guard diaphragm. In the similar way, the superior surface is also closed. Not a diaphragm, but it is a membrane. It is called the Simpson's fascia. This is Simpson's fascia, or also called the suprapleural membrane. Suprapleural membrane. What is the attachment? What is in detail? We'll go later on. So thoracic cage is closed in the upper part by the suprapleural membrane and inferior by the thoraco-abdominal diaphragm. So that is how the construction of the thoracic cage is there. Now come the lowermost part of the, concentrate upon the L1 vertebra and T1 and T12. So this lowest part of the thoracic vertebra, the T10, T11 and 12 and the L1 and the L2, upper lumbar and lower thoracic vertebra, they are the most vulnerable parts of the vertebral column. Most of the fractures of the body of the vertebra occurs here. And most of the diseases, they are also related to them. Most common diseases in the India of the spine TB is called the tuberculosis. So tuberculosis is very, very common in the lower thoracic and the upper lumbar vertebra. So whenever a case of the bone TB comes, when we take the X-ray, first we will look in the lower lumbar, in the upper lumbar and the lower thoracic vertebra. If we find something wrong here, a provisional diagnosis can be made. Because of the physiological curvature. So whenever we jump, or just by the trivial injuries, the bodies of these vertebrae, they are having the microfractures. Microfractures. And microfractures in the body of the vertebra, they invite the aerobic tubercular bacilli. Because it is rich in the erythropoiesis. The RBCs, they are made here. And RBCs, they are full of oxygen. So, and tubercular bacilli, they are aerobic. Wherever the oxygen is the maximum, they will colonize there. They will grow by binary fission. Within seconds, they become thousands to millions and billions. So that is the reason why the tuberculosis is common in the lower thoracic and upper vertebra. So that is the clinical value. Then the sternum has got the three parts. The upper part is called the manubrium sterni, body of sternum, and xiphoid process. And where the manubrium sterni, on the lateral aspect, they have the articular faces. And where the manubrium sterni articulate with the body of the sternum, this part is called the sternal angle, or also called the angle of, and 12 things occur at this level. You have to remember from 1 to 12 things What is happening? Because we will ask you in the Viva. Number one importance is that second costal cartilage is always attached. This should be your first line. How to speak is also very important during Viva. Whichever is the most important thing you have to tell first of all. The least important you have to go into the lesson. If you are reversing, then your marks are also reversed. Mind it. Always you have to remember that 12th is articulate, 12th costal cartilage, second costal cartilage articulate. And plus second is the level. This southern angle lies at the level of the E4. T4 level. 4 thoracic vertebrae is the level. Because above is the superior mediastinum and below is the inferior mediastinum. So it divides. This is the third importance. And the fourth importance is that azygous vein opens into the superior vena cava here. Then thoracic duct crosses from right to left here. Then the parietal tubules of the right and left side, they touch each other. After that they bifurcate. Parietal tubules. So they are the 12 things you have to remember. So as you will explore the thorax, you will add to this list. And about 12 things occurring at this leg. Rest we will do next time.